name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good and gracious God, today we thank you so much for the way that you have shepherded these graduates at SJMS. We recall them when they were young, and the beautiful things they did and the way that they grew, and we thank you for the opportunity to accompany them on that journey of growth and transformation. Lord, we thank you for all that they've given us, for all that they've added to this community, for their creativity, for their laughter, for their curiosity, for their compassion. Lord, we lift them up to you, and in particular, we ask you to bless their going, bless their future, give them opportunities to challenge themselves, to gift the world with their particular unique talents. Give them an opportunity to know you ever more deeply and to connect with the people who love them. Lord, we thank you for all that has been and all that they've given us, and we ask you to encourage and empower them to give their yes to all that lies ahead. We pray these things in your holy name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Good evening. I am speaking this evening in honor of the St. Joseph's Montessori School class of 2020. What an amazing year it has been. 2019-20, the school year of so many firsts and the year of so many unprecedented events. As I listened to each graduate deliver their speech to be videotaped in an empty Ryan Hall, I noticed one thing. Not one student mentioned the horrible sequence of events that had forced them to miss out on their class trip, Founders Day, the dedication of the middle school legacy gift of the Gaga Pit, or graduation events. There was no whining, no complaining, and no tears. As a matter of fact, each graduate's speech was uplifting, filled with gratitude, and fond memories of everything that makes SJMS a special community. Thanks was plentiful, and messages of successes, memories, and learning were prevalent. The grit, perseverance, and resilience of these fine young adults are inspirational and lessons for us all. Eighth years, are you ready to find your spark? Each of you in your unique being, I have grown to know. I have watched you develop your own unique gifts under the tutelage of your talented teachers. I watched you grow in maturity, leadership, empathy, and forgiveness as you worked through problems and issues with your fellow classmates. You have persevered through a year of change. That shows flexibility and problem solving. You have remained steadfast in your learning throughout this learning at home time. That shows maturity and an understanding of our Portrait of a Graduate characteristic of being a lifelong learner. I have watched you display confidence, humor, and high intellect. I have faith that your unique potentials will serve you well in your next step along your educational journey. I close with some wise advice for you from Simon Sinek. He's a leadership guru and an inspirational speaker. He shares 5 rules for going after your spark. This is what I wish for each of you as you find your path and the things that you want. Remember, sometimes we are the problem. Be open-minded and listen. Take care of each other. That includes your parents. Learn to be the last to speak. Listen more, speak less. Be humble. You may be the best here at this, but you won't necessarily be the best there at that. Go after the things you want. Congratulations, class of 2020. Be bold, be courageous, be your best, and find your spark.
My name is Jonathan. I joined SJMS when I was in 3rd grade. I have been part of this community since the last 6 years, since 3rd grade. I'm happy to share with you how today SJMS has developed who I am and some of my best experiences during my last year. It started off in primary 1 with Jennifer and Christina. I learned so much during this time. Stamping, division, counting beads of 10, just to name a few. It was such a lovely environment. The best part is, as long as it was caught up with my work, I had no money. The following year, I was in 4th grade, which was middle school now. As I walked in, I felt a chill coming down my spine. I loved to have many friends, but I knew no one in this classroom. When I was in 3rd grade, there were so many 3rd graders, but I couldn't find any. So I started looking for some friends that I knew from primary, but there was no one. I soon realized some of my friends from the primary room will not be here for a whole other year. Well, I'm going to make some new friends. That's how I found my buddies, Calvin and Peter. I loved studying and working together. I learned a lot from my teachers, Bill, Sarah, and Susan. Throughout middle school, I learned the core knowledge that would prepare me for the next stage of my life. I also met Alex and Isaac. We all became fast friends. My friend circle was getting even larger as William May joined SJMS in 5th grade. I enjoyed participating in game club on Friday evenings and growing rainbow chard in the aeroponic garden. I enjoyed meeting new friends in the aftercare. Some fun memories happened in indoor races, like playing tank trouble and fake dodgeball. In tank trouble, whenever my tank exploded, I would exclaim, how. I also enjoyed Master Greenlee's Kung Fu classes after school. During my 6th grade, Bill and Sarah prepared me for middle school year so I will be successful. They both were so helpful in getting me through various challenges. I have always looked forward to those monthly North Market trips where I will always have chicken wings and Jenny's sorbet. I had a a generous portion, like a pint of ice cream. How I will race to complete all my classwork so my name is not on the board. By the way, if your name is on the board, you are blacklisted for the trip. So you cannot participate in the activity with the board. I think it is a clever way so that you can get all the students to finish their work ahead of the trip. And who wants to miss all of them? I will remember spending time with my friends in those wonderful trips for a long time. Since 4th grade, I participated in playing basketball with the St. Mary's team. I made some good friends from St. Mary's sports practices. A few of my SJMS friends were part of the team, and some of my best memories were in the court playing basketball. The best years of my SJMS legacy was made in early year. My friendship with all my friends became even stronger, and I enjoyed studying in this classroom. I liked working with my 7th grade teacher, Michael Graham. The bathroom became one of our favorite places to hang out. This got us in trouble, but we just kept doing it. For the class trip, we visited Savannah, Georgia. I enjoyed seeing historical sites and learning about them. It was certainly a memorable trip. I think the best parts happened before. During my last years at SJMS, we got new teachers, Brian and Hillary, and it was a whole other year of experiences. Brian and Hillary, although new to SJMS, helped us get ready for high school transition like any other year before. I am thankful for their guidance and support. This year has helped me grow as a person and prepare me for high school, unlike any other year. On the fun side, despite getting in trouble, my friends continued to hang out in the bathroom. We played several games, including laser tag, and one of those times my friend broke the bathroom door. This got us into even more trouble yet looking back. This brings so much laughter, and they are unforgettable bonding moments. Annual interest fairs are brought so much anticipation and preparation. I learned a lot, not only my projects, but my classmates' projects as well. I can see myself how far I have come being independently researching the topic, preparing the board, and writing speaking notes. On the day of interest fair, presenting to the judges with confidence and answering their questions. SJMS education has helped me develop as a person outside the box, thinking and speaking skills. Although I am sad my years at SJMS are ending, I am happily looking forward to the high school experience. At this time, I would like to thank all of my teachers, both homeroom and special subject teachers, and other staff that helped me and supported me through all these years, and I am very grateful for your support. Thank you.
As I stand up here today in front of the students, administrators, and families of this school, I thank you for all you have done for me, accepting me for who I am as a person and who I will become. Unfortunately, I have had to attend several schools. St. Joe's happens to be my fourth. Last July, my school unexpectedly shut down. I learned about the sudden closure the day I came home from camp. The first week at this school was very strange. I didn't know where to sit or who to talk to. I had done this before, but knowing that I was only going to be at the school for a year, I said to myself, don't make new friends. You'll just have to leave them in the end. But the way that you all treated me changed my mind. I truly am grateful for the friends I have here at St. Joe's. I think I've also started to find out what I really want to do with my life here as well. This school has given me the chance to grow as a person and transition into high school. Everyone here has been so kind and accepting. I've learned things from Newton's laws, how to relieve stress from my body. Since I have been here, I haven't really gotten a chance to give back to the community. I wanted to do something for the present and future students of this school. The 3 other middle schoolers and I have been working on a project, one that was never finished because of the quarantine. We were building a Gaga pit for the students of this school. It was supposed to be the 2020 8th graders mark, have our signatures on it, and their last goodbye. But it never happened because of the thing that will mark our childhoods forever. I don't want to abandon this project, so I spoke to everyone helping with it, and as leader of the Gaga Pit Committee, I hereby give this project to the 2027 graders, so you may have your mark upon school. And have last goodbye. Remember, have fun. Thank you, all of you, for a great year. As I stand up here today,
past 11 years of my life. I know that I can be a little difficult and give people a hard time, but I think that shows how SJMS is like a second family. Sometimes, well, I guess a lot of the times, I get into silly arguments with my classmates, just like how I do with my siblings. I also will occasionally talk back to my teachers, just like how I do with my parents. Although this might not seem ideal to most people, I think that it is special because even through all the fights and backtalk, we can all come together like a family at the end of the day. This is one reason why I'll really miss SJMS. Even though I'm very excited to start high school, I always miss running through the halls, sneaking into the bathroom to make TikToks, and always finding a way to bend the rules. One of my favorite memories at SJMS is going on the class trip to Savannah, Georgia. I will always remember going into the Savannah candy store and buying 20 pounds of candy. I'd never really been in a candy store before without my parents and their restrictions, so I guess you could say I really took advantage of the moment. Another thing I will always cherish is at the end of the day when I would annoy my teachers and talk to them for hours on end, always bringing up new topics and rambling on. These past 11 years have made me the person that I am today, and I don't think that any other school could give me these opportunities. I would lastly like to thank my parents who have given me these opportunities, and they've been with me since the beginning and supported me the whole way through. I know this is probably crazy hearing me say all this sappy stuff because I'm not a very emotional person, so I thought I could end this off with a joke. Why do Dasher and Dancer love coffee? Because they're Santa's star bugs. Okay.
What is graduation? Why is it significant? The word graduation originates from the Latin word gradus, meaning degree or step. I feel that perfectly defines this moment. We are moving on to the next step of our life. Many students here started attending this school as children, but now they leave as young adults. I did not start here until I was in 6th grade, but I feel I've grown up more than ever at this school. When I first started attending this school in August of 2017, I did not know how the students here would realize my existence. It is never easy being the new kid at school. I shouldn't have worried though. The community here was very welcoming, and I've made many friends here since I arrived. I'd like to thank my friends, the teachers, and the entire school for being a memorable part of my life. At this school, I've learned the importance of organization and preparation. I did not feel very organized when I left my previous elementary school. However, I've learned to prepare for upcoming events and to organize my classroom. These are things that I want to carry with me, not just through high school, but through college, and eventually the rest of my life. Many know that I compare to a giraffe with both quietness and height. When I was here though, I learned to speak out for myself and advocate for my needs. This is a safe space where you can fall and someone is there to help pick you up. Some of my fondest memories were from last year's class trip to Savannah, Georgia. In the hotel swimming pool, instead of playing Marco Polo, we played Marco Polo, Marco Polo, Marco Polo. This trip was also an opportunity to learn about our nation and Savannah's place in the Revolutionary War. While attending St. Joseph Montessori School, I've grown in spirituality and faith in our Lord. In the book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 10, it says, that ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God. To me, this quote means that the Lord has given all of us many gifts, and we choose what we do with those gifts in our life. To me, the Bible is more than just words on a page. It is a handbook for a rich and spiritual life. Many of you may know how much I admire the rock band Rush. This trio from Toronto has written some of the most powerful and influential music. The special thing about Rush is that their songs aren't made to make money. They're made to make you think. Their drummer, Neil Peart, is a huge influence on me as a musician. In my life, I hope I can honor his legacy with my work ethic and love of music. Rest in peace, Neil Peart. Many think that this is the end, However, it is the beginning of something new. Living life is like driving a car. You have a big windshield to see your future, but you always have your rearview mirrors to see where you've been. If we live life without those rearview mirrors, we will not learn from our mistakes. This is how I will navigate my life in the driver's seat. Thank you.
I would not be able to be in the position I currently am in without the help and support from the people around me. I'd like to thank two different groups of people today, my teachers and family. I would not have been able to attend SJMS without my mom. She has sacrificed her money and time to put me into the school that she thought would best suit my academic and personal needs. I would also like to thank my uncle for pushing me to complete work and supporting me, whether it was driving me and picking me up from school nearly every day, watching movies, coaching my baseball teams, and spending time with me. I would also like to thank my aunt for teaching me how to properly manage my time and work. SJMS was a great school, but without its teachers and staff, it would be nothing but a hollow building. I appreciate all of the workers who have spent their time and effort in an attempt to fill our young minds with as much knowledge as possible. I'm thankful for Ms. Carolyn and Ms. Consuelo for teaching me early concepts of math, equality, and how to treat our peers and adults respectfully. We would have snacks in our classrooms. However, we were given the task of serving ourselves. Little tasks like these help me and others to become more independent. Every morning while I was dropped off at CH2, I would cry and hold on to the door frame while I progressed and in 1st through 3rd grade, I had an exceptionally great teacher. Her name was Lindsay Miller. While in 1st grade, I remember starting to fully understand how to spell words for making sounds. Even though this was a small step to understanding how to write a paper, it was a large step for me at the time. I remember one of the best parts of being in P3 was all the field trips we'd go on and on walks. The other kids were jealous of P3 because their teachers wouldn't take them on walks. One of my favorite segments of SJMS happened between 4th and 6th grade. There are 3 teachers that helped inspire me to progress and learn: Bill, Sarah, and Evan. These teachers have taught me how to write, read comprehensively, understand fractions, how to talk to adults as though we were the same age, and many more things. I apply most of the information I learned in middle school very frequently, if not every day. I found one of my best friends during my time in middle school. So I'm very grateful for those years. In 7th grade, I was able to attend Michael's social studies class. I enjoyed being taught by a man that I looked up to. In Michael's class, it was encouraged to raise our hands and to ask questions. Michael offered a safe place to ask controversial questions and would answer them to his best ability. That year, I learned how to ask as many questions as possible and to even question myself and my thoughts. In the beginning of my 8th grade year, the Erd Kinder classroom changed. It was renamed to middle school and given 2 new educators, a social studies teacher named Brian and a math teacher named Hillary. Coming into this new environment was a major change. I struggled to find my footing and overcome it. However, with the help of my teachers and family, I learned how to accept our new classroom. At the beginning of my speech, I mentioned that I would be addressing 2 different groups of people, my teachers and my family. However, in my time at SJMS, I have figured out the SJMS community as part of my family. Roxanne has not only worked in teaching art class. For my whole life at SJMS, she's been the backbone for most of our school events, helping facilitate them. Roxanne, thank you for teaching me how to enjoy creating pieces of art. Thank you, Kathy, for being the strongest religion teacher that SJMS has ever seen. You have been an extremely patient and forgiving person. Thank you for giving me all of my knowledge about historical events regarding Catholicism and the Bible. Thank you, Sam, for being the face of SJMS, greeting everyone who walks in with a smiling face. Thank you, Greg, for caring for the school's handiwork and teaching us how to defend ourselves in your martial arts class. Thank you, Connor, for teaching the community how to perform in front of an audience. I will truly miss preparing for our performances. I miss all of you.
Hi everyone. I still feel
SJMS because I've had really great memories and I will cherish all of those memories. I would also like to thank my classmates for making classes fun by cracking jokes and being weird and crazy. I would like to thank my friends for being there for me and always making me laugh. I will always remember our class trips to Savannah and how we would be up all night talking in our rooms and all of our inside jokes that no one else gets. I know that we have been through a lot through our friendship, but our friendship came out better than it was before our fights. But I know that we love each other and I hope we stay friends for a very long time. I would like to thank my teachers, Hillary and Brian, for all of the great classes and for all of the great classes and teaching what I need to know to get through life. I know how crazy my classmates and I can be, so thank you guys for laughing with us and still being the cool teachers you are. I would like to thank all of my special teachers for teaching us things that we could do in life, like becoming an artist, a musician, or maybe just settling down and becoming a teacher and helping other kids learn. I will always remember coming into class and just start asking random questions, hearing Brian and Hillary's well-thought answers, and the class was just picking what the cooler answer would be. I remember all of this year's chaos and how it still turned out to be hilarious and fun. One thing I will never forget is this school's support and how welcoming they are to everyone, and how free-spirited this school is, and how you can go to any of the teachers and they will give you their full support. I will miss everyone and I hope that everyone has a great high school experience. Thank you, SJMS, for everything.
So I'm preparing for high school, which is crazy because I've been here for 11 years and it's gone by so fast. Just yesterday, I remember I was in 6th grade talking with Belle about how we should be in class together. Sometimes I think about all the memories with all of my classmates and think, wow, when I get into high school, what am I going to do about them? Everything that I've learned from this school will help me in my other years to come. The middle school program especially has taught me so many things, this year and last year. I've learned how to deal with change, I've learned social skills like always tutoring Leslie, and some of the best memories that I've had with my best friends have come within these years. I am graduating with some of my best friends, and of course Natalie, and they have helped me through everything. One of the memories that I had was in Short's house when I was with my best friends for lunch. Sometimes I only sit with Bella because then I could make my other friends jealous. In primary, I learned many different skills, like how to add, subtract, and I learned so many things from primary. I'd like to thank all my teachers for this preparation. After primary, there was middle school. I was so nervous because they remember spouse Susan. But she ended up being one of my favorite teachers, and she was so nice. I remember being so excited to have my own locker and decorating it however I wanted to. Throughout middle school, I remember always feeling like we were the test grade, always moving everything around or always changing, but I think we turned out okay. I'd like to thank my teachers, Susan, Bill, Evan, Laura, and Sarah, for the development that I had in this classroom. Next was Kinder. I learned so many things like time management skills and many more things that will help me in my life. Kinder has taught me so many different things and has helped me become the person I am today. I'd like to thank my teachers, Michael, Kelsey, Brian, and Hillary, for all the high school prep and the lifelong lessons. I'd also like to thank all my special subjects teachers and the staff for the years of hard work and dedication in making my education a fun priority. Lastly, I'd like to thank my mom and all my best friends for making my experience here 100 times better than they could. And that's a lot of math to do.
I feel like that was like one of the few things I remember about Children's House. Just for some reason that sticks in my brain out of everything else that I did. Although I don't remember much from Children's House, that really stuck with me. And I mean, I did remember quite a bit, but it really just wasn't detailed enough to explain in the first place, so yeah. Anyways, after that I went on to primary, which is now called lower elementary, I believe. In primary, I remember primary fondly. It was which kind of confused me at first, but I remember Kinder. It's kind of sad due to things that have occurred in the past like, year or so. Because first, I mean, I met Michael and then Brian, which is kind of weird because I was taught by 2 different teachers for the same kind of like grade, basically. But anyways, trying to put that aside, I remember 7th grade fondly because that's when I began learning pre-algebra, more advanced history, more advanced science, and I was really interested in algebra and stuff, and I still am interested. It's just that I didn't really have the best opportunity in 7th grade due to the weird situation with having, I think, 2 or 3 different algebra teachers the same year. But still, I remember it fondly due to just, I guess just the new concepts were enough to entertain me in 7th grade. And it's a lot different than middle school. Like, the kind of difference between 7th and 6th grade is, I guess the new classroom environment helps a lot in changing that, but it's quite a bit different, at least in my opinion. Anyways, so yeah, 7th grade I learned a lot of things about algebra and science and history. It was kind of, business as usual. It was just, and then it moved on to 8th grade, which considerably is a lot different than mostly mine. Considering it's like last grade that I had, it was a lot different than every other just grade that I've gone. Because there's just, I guess it could be the fact that everything's like significantly more advanced than like every other thing that I know. And I guess the algebra played a part into that because it's kind of a whole new chapter now. And then there was a lot more in-depth history, a lot more in-depth science. Also, I remember 8th grade fondly because it was just very fun. Like, everything that you did was typically something that was pretty fun, especially if you had friends around. Which did help me a lot in learning things, being encouraged with things. Anyways, I am kind of sad that this is coming to an end, this, just generally my entire SJMS experience is sadly coming to an end, which I am kind of, as I said, kind of sad about. But it has to happen. And it's just part of life. So I guess to end this chapter of my life, I'd just like to say that if I were to rate SJMS, I would have to say, at the very least, a 10 out of 10.
My name is William Hayden. I have been to 5 schools already, and high school will be my 6th school. I have been an SJMS student for about 5 years. I can easily say that I have dealt with most of this school. My parents have sent me to Catholic schools for my entire life. Many people have told me that Catholic schools are life-changing. The reason why this school has changed my life is because I've never been to a Montessori school. Montessori schools help kids work independently, work well in small groups, and it improves hands-on learning experience. It is easier to ask questions to a teacher. A kid's relationship with the teacher is important. I am well aware of high school and I see it involved by teachers. I've learned that the more assignments I get, the more I learn, and that is a challenge for many students. SJMS prepared me well for high school. Our principal, Brenda, and the staff have done a great job helping me. If I was not doing my work, Principal Brenda would help me get all the support I needed. Not every principal has had to be involved with the students. I am glad that I had the support that I needed to succeed. This speech would be incomplete if I did not shout out my parents. My parents have helped me with me when I'm married. They have done so much for me and hopefully they will continue to do so. Before you argue with your parents, think about what you have. There are plenty of moments when my parents did not agree with my decision. Then I realized that it would have been the best for me. So thank you, Mom, and thank you, Dad. Family is vital to being successful. I'm glad that I graduated with all the crazy things that has happened this year. It is sad to know that 2020 will affect our lives in a big way. Though I cannot let the virus choose what my future will be. In life, you sometimes have to choose the people that tell you the truth instead of the people that tell you to do stuff so you can be happy. Choosing which people you want to spend time with is vital to having success in life. I remember choosing another market, which used to be very free. I will never forget the crazy things that I saw there and smelled them. Hanging out in the bathroom was successful and unsuccessful. We got in trouble which never got from best parents of the world. As a consequence, I missed the trip to North Carolina. After this, I realized I should be more aware of what I am. Over the years, the bathroom is still recognized as a place to have a good time with your friends. I call 2020 a year of change. All along, the best change, even though graduation is not what I expected. A lot of people helped to create something good out of nothing. I will forever be grateful. After graduating from 8th grade, I still have challenges ahead in like high school and college. One of the things I had been great about the past years with Rubik's Cube was complicated. I used to get mad when I couldn't solve it, but now I can solve Rubik's Cube. It takes a lot of determination. I have been the world's smartest mind can solve Rubik's Cube. When people see someone solve Rubik's Cube, they think it's so difficult, but it's real time you can solve it. In life, if you take time to solve problems, you'll find answers. May God bless the 2020 8th grade class. May God bless the teaching staff. Stay safe. Sincerely, William.
Change is a hard process. More often than not, we are faced with decisions that can possibly change our future. Those changes are what make our story. As everyone who's ever read a story knows, there's always someone who has to tell it. Each of us are the authors of our own story. From the moment we're born, we choose how our story is told. I certainly believe my experience at SJMS is a story in and of itself. The experiences I've made here turn me into a better person. I met so many amazing people, friends, teachers, and staff members. It's hard to imagine what life would have been like if I hadn't chosen to come here. One of my fondest memories was meeting everyone in Upper Elementary when I first decided to come here. I was in 6th grade and it was truly exciting. While I did feel a little nervous, it wasn't long before I made wonderful friends. We all joked, laughed, and smiled together. That's what I believe life is about. Meeting new people, laughing with them, and supporting them in their struggles. As they say, laughter is the best medicine. The times that I've had at SJMS are ones that I will never forget. Being at this school has taught me independence and how to smile even in rough times. I'd like to thank everyone that I met along the way. My upper elementary teachers for making my first year here magical. My special subjects teachers for teaching me how to enjoy the little things in life. My homeroom teachers for making learning fun. I'll never forget our random off-topic conversations in class. The staff members for taking care of our school and making it the best it can be. My friends for sticking with me thin for thick and thin. And my family for supporting me and bringing me to such a wonderful school. And lastly, I'd like to thank Brenda for being so kind and welcoming and making our school the wonderful environment that it is. The greetings you all gave us in the morning made every day better. Thank you for everything you've done as students. I'm so glad I was a part of your family.
Go ahead.
There are no words that I can say, write, or type to describe my experience at SJMS. Everyone is so friendly and always lifting each other up. During my last and first year at SJMS, I slowly started to change myself. I would try to get better even if there were problems at home. I tried. I was unsuccessful on a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that I just needed to give up. I kept trying and fell back down multiple times on multiple occasions. That never really was a reason to just give up. There is no valid reason to give up in life because no matter what, for any bad thing, there's always a good thing. That good thing for me in those situations was the support. Friends would lift me up even on days that I felt horrible, days I thought would end up like the others. I never thought I'd pass, for I always doubted myself. Yet with that mindset and negative energy, I wouldn't have gotten far. There is no excuse or no reason to let yourself fall. That is your choice and is just completely up to you. The world doesn't decide that for you. That's one thing you need to learn, especially when you don't have a choice being at a school like SJMS. There's not much I could share or properly put into words to spread the message that everyone there is so sweet. A lot of them really do help each other when one falls down and thinks, I can't get back up again. I'll miss everything about this place, even the boys who always got on the teachers' nerves. I'll also miss my friends, especially the ones who made me laugh multiple times where I needed to use my inhaler. I thank everyone for this opportunity to be here, and I'm thankful for having such thoughtful friends this year.
When I first started at SJMS, I always dreamed of walking down the aisle between the children graduating. The big kids with their gorgeous gowns and nice suits, I was going to be them one day. This is definitely not what I was expecting. In kindergarten, when I first started here, I was put in a class with only 6 kids. Some of you remember in aftercare, the fire alarm went off. Yeah, that was my class. I made my first best friend, the one I would play with every recess and sit with every lunch. I was devastated when he and his family decided to move. I had lost the person that I thought was going to sit next to me in those chairs, smiling at me the whole time while I spoke. The next was level 2, primary. When I first got to primary, I had the best teachers, Miss Kathy, Miss Jennifer, and Miss Easel. I want to thank all of you for supporting me. Miss Kathy for pushing me and creating my love for math, and helping me untie my shoelaces when I stupidly tied them together. I love looking back at the yearbooks from primary years and going to the class pet page and seeing a big old plant sitting there for P2. 3rd grade was the year. I sat with the same people and we would talk and talk until the end of the day. That year I'd have these mini meltdowns because I didn't know that inside a pencil wasn't lead but graphite, and I wouldn't die from accidentally touching my tongue with a pencil. Good times, but now I was on to middle school. Can you believe there's only 2 of us that actually got to middle school from P2 that year? Crazy. I always thought of my grade as the class of change, the guinea pigs, the test subjects. Because something new was always being experimented each year. Something different. Middle school was the same old, same old. People left, people came, friends come in and out. But middle school were the years that I really got to love my friends now. They've seen my ups when I finish. I'm the first person done with all my math class. In my downs, when I cry of frustration. Most of them are sitting in front of me now, but next was Erkin, the real deal. Before I had always dreaded walking down the Erkin hallway. Everyone was so big and scary, but I made those small steps for Maddie. Well, those small steps for man, and that giant leap for Maddie. I soon got used to taking the extra steps. I got to be in all the clubs like Math Counts, Power Pen, Student Ambassadors, Paint Club, etc. And I got to go to all the competitions. I got to get which frozen custard from the scone shop during a Power of the Pen competition and walk up on stage and receive a medal that wasn't even mine. But that was all last year. This year was totally different. I got not one more long-term sub, but 2 incredible teachers that are more than I could ever ask for. From making a maze out of foam, popsicle sticks, and a pool noodle, to not being able to catch a scoop of bean bread. It sucks to be a swimmer with bad reflexes and terrible hand-eye coordination. This year was finishing my SJMS journey off strong. I have made so many friends, some friendships that have faded, and some that have turned into family. I've seen each and every one of you grow to be this amazing person that I see in front of me. I hope that you all have spectacular lives, and I wish the best for you. So in conclusion to my first and last graduation speech, I want to thank all of my teachers, past and present, friends and acquaintances, and finally my mom, the one who put me at the school in the first place. All of you have seen me grow up or have grown up with me. I wouldn't trade my experience at this school for the world. Thank you, SJMS. Thank you for meeting, for friendship, for family. Thank you. Goodbye.
So every year, I write a poem to the graduating class, and just because of these circumstances, there'd be nothing different. I want to honor the group with my poetic prose. Graduation is now here, I say with a sigh. While some days felt long, the years just flew by. We knew you as children, no bigger than a pup. But now, just to say hi, I have to look up. I've had a great honor to teach you each day and share some great life lessons to help guide your way. Never be afraid to learn something new. Think where we'd be without great breakthroughs. There always will be obstacles, no doubt, but if things block your way, just find a new route. With you, we've shared knowledge from broad to detail. Now it's your turn to blaze some new trails. I'm sorry. No matter how far, no matter how long, SJMS will always be a place you belong. We'll miss you, dear friends. Your exit can't be denied. I'll end with see you soon, but never goodbye.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
Can't read my mind, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate